UFC Fight Night, Corey Sandhagen versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Guys, we're back once again, like always, and just want to do a little recap on last week. Last week was fucking insane. I believe I only got one or two fights wrong on the entire card. It was insane. I cashed out big, 1.2K. Most of the fights, like I said, hit. I think the only fight that didn't hit was the Roberto fight, I believe it was. But again, everything else hit. Ian Gary came through, like I said, picked Carlos Prates apart. He actually looked like he was in a bit of trouble there towards the end of the fight, but ended up getting the win like how I had foreseen in my vision. And same thing, a bus came through. Overall it was a pretty decent card. I actually enjoyed the card. I thought it was really good. And, if you tailed, you made money. So now we're in a different week now. We're moving forward, and here we are. I'll start talking about this week's card and my personal lock. So for this fight, it's definitely very I wouldn't say it's it's kind of hard to almost describe like how you would say this fight is going to go, because Corey Sandhagen does have a shit ton of power, and don't get me mistaken, he can definitely knock people out. But do I really think he's going to KO Deiveson Figueiredo? Probably not. I think it's going to be a dominant decision that Corey Sandhagen ends up taking. Everything speaks for itself. The age gap between the two of them. Look at the last couple losses and wins for each of the fighters. And Corey's last loss was to Umar Nurmagomedov, and that loss wasn't even a bad loss. To be fair, like I said, Umar definitely won the fight, but Corey was stuffing a lot of those takedowns too, man. He got taken down a couple times, but he still looked good on his feet. And honestly, I think his defense is going to hold up in this Deiveson Figueiredo fight. I think he's going to be able to pick Deiveson apart for 5 rounds, and I think he ultimately wins his way to a decision. I just don't see, Figgy has power too. Don't sleep on Figgy. Figgy definitely crack him, but I don't think he's good enough to where he'll be able to put out Corey Sandhagen. I just don't see it. But ultimately, this should be a really quick one. Corey Sandhagen to win by decision. That's my official pick. A little off topic here, guys, but I'm doing things a little bit different today too. We're going to be talking about not just UFC, but I'm only talking about the boxing fights that I personally think you guys should bet on, or that I think are good to bet on if you want to throw it into your parlays or whatever the case is. Moving on, Bo Nickal versus Reinier de Ridder. I actually had someone argue with me a day or two ago. Reinier de Ridder is so underrated. Came from ONE FC, as champion there. Good jiu-jitsu. Bo Nickal's gonna win, guys. I'm riding with the Bo Nickal train until it's done. Bo Nickal is by far the more superior. I would say he's by far the more superior wrestler. Obviously, Reinier de Ridder has good jiu-jitsu, but I just don't think he's going to be able to stop the Bo train. I don't think Reinier de Ridder is the one to beat the Bo train. And I'm actually happy that Bo's only a minus 350, because it's actually a bettable line now. Usually he's like a minus 1,000 or some crazy shit, some stupid shit. I don't know. But my official pick is going to be Bo Nickal. I don't know if he'll be able to finish Reinier de Ridder, but I think Bo by decision is probably something good. Maybe he could catch him. I don't know. The way Bo's looked recently, I don't know if he'll be able to catch Reinier de Ridder, but I definitely could see him riding his way out to a decision probably. But either way, we will see what happens. But Bo Nickal, that's my official pick. Bo's also a confident pick for me, guys. I think he gets the job done. Moving on, Ponzinibbio and D-Rod. Again, it's another toss-up fight. This is one of those fights where it could go either way. I'm going to take Ponzi to win. Not a confident pick, but I think Ponzi will get it done. I don't know. D-Rod's been kind of I know he had a win in his last fight, but still, they're both... This one's just kind of like a pick-em, flip-em fight. I'm not really too confident in this call. I'd say probably goes to decision if I were to guess the fight. I mean, if you want to take the over 2.5, I think that happens. But, yeah, my official pick is going to be Ponzi to win this by decision. Not going to stick around too long on this fight, but Ponzi by decision is my official pick. Montel Jackson and Daniel, man. I don't know, man. Marcos and Jackson. It's another fight that there should be like a clear winner. I want to say. I don't want to like say like he should destroy him, but there's a fight. It's a fight where there should be a clear winner. Montel Jackson is by far the more superior striker, and I think he could probably either catch Daniel or he's probably gonna ride his way to a decision and pick him apart. Just don't. Marcos doesn't impress me really. I don't know. I know he's undefeated. Everyone's been talking about him, but me personally, I just think Montel Jackson is overall the better striker and the better fighter, and I think he is going to find his way. He'll either find the chin or he'll find his way to a decision. But again, it's another 50-50 fight, I feel like, in a way, but Montel Jackson should get the win. If I were to put money on it, I would say Montel Jackson should get the win. Karen Smotherman and City, oh man, I don't know. I actually, this is actually a hard one for me to call because I really do like Cameron Smotherman, but yeah, especially had that big win, his last fight. It was a really good fight. I don't know. I think City's gonna win. I think Cameron Smotherman might have gotten lucky the last time, but I don't think he's gonna be able to beat City. City is, I think, more technical, and to me, he's the better fighter. So again, City to beat Cameron Smotherman. That's what I think will happen, guys. On to the next one. Jeremy Stephens and Mason Jones. Oh my God, this is another one. I've been hearing people all week talk to me on social media about this one. I know. Don't get me wrong. I like Jeremy Stephens too. I know there's a bunch of Jeremy Stephens, fans out there that are all talking, man, did you not see he just beat Eddie Alvarez as an underdog in bare knuckle fighting, and I'm like, it was an impressive win, whatever, for that sport, but guys, we have to be realistic here. I think Mason Jones is gonna knock out Jeremy Stephens. I don't see Jeremy Stephens coming back and beating Mason Jones. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think Mason Jones is a confident lock. You kind of put him in that confident parlay. I think Mason Jones gets it done. Probably either knocks him out or finds his way to a decision. Mason Jones is just, the age gap should say it alone, and Mason Jones is just a better fighter at this point in Jeremy Stephens' career. So Mason Jones to win, that is my official pick, and it's a confident pick as well. Mason Jones to get the job done. Yana Santos and Miesha Tate. Man, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Yana Santos. I think that she's going to get it done. Miesha Tate is just at a point in her career now where I think she's just slowly declining. Don't get me wrong. Miesha Tate is a good fighter, but I feel like she's live for anything. Honestly, it's why I said she's a good fighter. She could pull off some crazy shit, and she could put herself in weird positions. And next thing you know, the fight's over. But I think Yana Santos is going to get this done. I think she'll find her way to a decision. That is my pick for this women's fight. I believe you could probably take the over 2.5. I think it will happen in this fight as long as Miesha Tate doesn't find her in a submission or some sort. But I think over 2.5 is probably a likely cause. And I would say it's a confident pick as well. So Miesha Tate and Santos fight over 2.5. That's the confident pick. But I am picking Yana Santos to win this fight if you guys are looking for a money line to bet on. Ryan Loder and Azamat Bakoyev. Guys, Azamat Bakoyev is my lock of the week if you haven't been paying attention to anything I've been posting. Azamat Bakoyev is a beast, man. You're betting on two fighters. One's a really, really good wrestler, and the other one's a really, really good wrestler that has really, really good striking. So, to me, Azamat Bakoyev is a lock. I have him in my confident parlay. I think he gets the job done. I think he's going to finish Ryan Loder, honestly. He's more technically sound on his feet. I would say the grappling department, they're obviously, we know how good Azamat is from watching him fight, even though he just made his debut, I believe, not too long ago. And I was watching him in another organization, and he does look good. Azamat looks really good. I think he's a lock, though, and I think he is going to finish this fight eventually, probably somewhere towards the middle of the second round, I think. I don't see this going for 3 rounds, guys. I think 2 rounds at most. But Azamat Bakoyev is my lock. He's my pick, and I think he gets the job done. Moving on. Marina Rodriguez and Jillian Robertson. Jillian Robertson is my pick. She is honestly has really, really impressed me watching her. I think she's a good fighter. Again, big age gap here for these two fighters. To me, Jillian Robertson is probably going to win this fight by decision. I think she'll ride her way to a decision. I don't know. Just, again, nothing about Marina Rodriguez to me says, oh, I got to pick Marina Rodriguez. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Jillian Robertson is overall the better fighter, the younger fighter. I'm going to take her 10 out of 10 times to win this fight. So, again, she's a confident pick as well. Jillian Robertson, you guys could take the over 2.5 as well if the odds make sense. Jillian Robertson, though, to win this fight is my official pick. Bolaños and Quang Le. Oh, man. I have been on the ropes with this fight. I will probably throw this in my risky parlay. I think I'm going to take Quang Le. I think Quang Le is going to win this fight. Again, this isn't, don't get me wrong. Like, I know a lot of people are backing Bolaños, but I think Quang Le is going to get this done. I think Quang Le will win in a close fight, almost, I guess I should say, and I think he'll pull off a decision. Quang Le, to me, just seems like the more reasonable fighter to bet on. Better fights, I guess you could say, and I feel like he's just the better fighter. In terms of the striking, Bolaños, I feel like, might have the edge on him, but hopefully, from what I'm envisioning, I think Quang Le might try to mix some things up, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But again, that is my pick. Not a 100% confident one. This is something you could sprinkle a little money on, throw it in your side parlay, whatever you guys want to do. On to the next one. Thomas Peterson and Don'Tale Mayes. Don'Tale Mayes sucks, guys. Thomas Peterson should win this fight. I think he gets this fight done. I'll probably either, again, run him out to a decision or he's going to chin Don'Tale Mayes. Don'Tale Mayes sucks. Really shouldn't even be in the UFC anymore. Utter garbage. I'm not going to stick around too long in this one. Yeah, Thomas Peterson to beat Don'Tale Mayes, I think, is good too. So, that's that. On to the next one. The Juliana Miller fight. I don't know. I don't think Juliana Miller is going to win. But what I will say is I do believe that the over 2.5 is live in this fight. I think it is live. I think it will happen. And to me, that's just, it's a fight that makes sense to go over 2.5. So, again, that's my official pick for this one. I think Juliana Miller fight over 2.5 to happen is probably the reasonable cause and the likely outcome. So, again, I tried to make this quick, guys. Not a really big, crazy card. Just something short, sweet, simple. Coming straight forward to picks this week because I want to get into the boxing card as well now. So, I will tell you guys what I think is reasonable to bet on with this boxing card. Obviously, you're not going to be able to take these guys money line because the money line is going to be through the roof with these fucking guys. I think if you're going to take anything with the boxing card, if you were to throw this in your parlay, and I think it is confident to hit, I think you take the Ryan Garcia and Romero fight over 6.5. I think it happens. I think it does happen. Don't get me wrong. Romero definitely has way better defense than Haney. And we saw, Garcia's last fight. Yeah, I think his suspension actually literally just ended like a day or two ago from when he tested positive for the steroids he was on at the time. But getting off topic. Anyways, I believe Ryan Garcia will win this fight, obviously. I think he gets it done probably later on, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish Romero early on in the fight. I think over 6.5 for this fight is a live, confident pick. And, I think it's due to happen. And last but not least, the last boxing fight I wanted to talk about and what I think is live to happen, Devin Haney by decision. Again, I believe the last time I looked, the odds were like minus 390, but this is just something you throw in your parlay. Devin Haney's not going to be able to knock out Ramirez. I mean, when's the last time Devin Haney's knocking out anyone, with big names, you know what I mean? I think Devin Haney to win by decision is probably, or technical decision is probably the most likely outcome. But again, it's just something that you just throw in your parlay piece. I think it's due to happen, and I think Devin Haney wins the fight. But guys, made this quick. Just wanted to kind of throw this all out here, get this done quick. We had a great card last week. Now we got to follow through, and hopefully we're coming off this momentum. We got to make sure that it follows through with this week. I think these boxing picks are gonna hit, and I also think my UFC picks will hit this week too. Laid out all the parlays, laid out what I think is confident. And again, like I said, you can throw these boxing fights in there if you want, or bet it separately on as its own. Do a little 2-leg parlay. I think for those, honestly, you could throw whatever on it. But again, I think it is live to happen, and yeah, that's what I think. But overall, I think this is going to be a good fight week, boxing, UFC, all together. So I'm very, very excited. I'm excited to watch all these fights, and I will do a recap at some point for all this. Make sure you guys follow the social media at T33NHC. I'll keep you updated on there, guys. But again, hopefully I have a good fight week, and let's fucking cash and make some money, guys. Later, everyone.